Triple G was a shell of himself, to be honest. Triple G was a shell of himself. That wasn't him anymore, man. Canelo pretty much destroyed, pretty much swept him. You know, I had it the first 7 rounds. I had him Canelo, bro. Like literally, Canelo was controlling the fight from start. Triple G looked really old, man. Triple G didn't look like himself anymore. He looked washed, man. He looked finished. Canelo looked way better than Triple G, and it clearly showed. But the fact that the judges, two of the judges scored it 115, 113 for Canelo, and that was pretty much means that Canelo won by those judges. Canelo won by 1 round, which is not even close. You know, Canelo was close to getting robbed. And people aren't talking about that, you know. Canelo was about to be robbed here. Clearly. There was no way the fight was this close. There was no way the fight was at a point where Triple G was 1 round away from winning. From like, you know, it was not even, it's no close, it's no way, man. But like I said, Canelo controlled that fight the entire time. And it made it hard for the judges to, you know, to give it a draw or to, you know, give it a Triple G. But the fact that they even try to do that is just crazy. The fight started off clearly on round 1. Canelo started off by swinging and try to, you know, go for power shots. Triple G started with a jab, but pretty much that's all he did most of the fight. You know, he just threw the jab with no right hand, and Canelo was just throwing him with everything, through the body, to the face, and he was hitting him with powerful shots. And just Canelo, Triple G just didn't have the legs anymore. He was eating some body shots, and he was eating some to the face as well. And Triple G, all he was doing was just jabbing, but he wasn't jabbing with intentions, you know. He was getting backed up most of the fight, you know. Throughout the whole fight, he was getting backed up, and he was pretty much on his back feet the entire time. And there was a couple points in the fight where Canelo clearly hurts Triple G several times during the fight, where it really backs him up a couple times. But it looked like Triple G's plan from the start was to start slow and wait for Canelo to gas out, and then for him to start going, you know, going ham, going all in. But it didn't work out for Triple G because Canelo hurt him a lot, you know, and by the time Triple G started firing, it was too late. And not only that, he was already too hurt, and the fight was already on Canelo's side, so there was no way Triple G could have won. You know, the only way he could have won was by knockout. When he started to turn it up, it was no point. You know, when Triple G started to turn it up and going forward and giving at it to Canelo, it was already too late, man. That was the only way he could have beaten Canelo at that point, was by knockout. But yeah, man, he just wasn't the same. And that's what I'm saying, even when he fired up, when he went ham, it wasn't enough. You know, that wasn't enough. And even if Triple G would have started off like that, you know, full guns out, blazing, he would have gone exhausted really early. And then, yeah, pretty much. But he should have maybe gone after him, pretty much. Triple G should have just went after him. Like, clearly he should have went for him, tried to go in for the KO, you know. He should have just went all out, man, because the only thing Triple G does have is power, man. And there was a couple points where when Triple G turned it up against Canelo, and that's when he hurt Canelo with a couple shots. Triple G hurt Canelo there with a couple shots when Triple G was turning it up in the later rounds. But yeah, man, Canelo beat Triple G fair and square, and it's just one-sided fight pretty much. Clearly victory here. But what's gonna happen next is what's Triple G gonna do? What will Triple G do next? And it looks like Triple G will go back down to 160, and he's gonna fight. Maybe he wants to go undisputed at 160. We'll see what Triple G does, but it's cool that he's not gonna retire just yet, because we still want to see him with some fighters at 160. There's like Janabek. He could pass the torch to Janabek, or he could fight Charlo there, or Munguia, or anywhere else there, or Eubank Jr. Give him a lesson or something like that, you know. And what's gonna be next for Canelo? Well, he's gonna have to recover, because in his post interview after the fight, he stated that his hand was hurt, so he was injured coming into the fight. So he was injured in his hand throughout the fight, and he's gonna have surgery on his wrist. I don't know which hand. I don't know which hand is it. I think it's the left hand that's injured. But he's gonna go to have some surgery, have some rest, because he's had a lot of fights recently. And yeah, he's good for him to rest up, heal up, so he can come back stronger, you know, and he could give us good performances, man. And we'll see what's going to be next for Canelo. But I want to see him against Benavidez. I want to see him against who else is in there? Bivol. I don't think he's going to beat Bivol. No chance, you know, there's no chance Canelo beats Bivol. No chance. So it looks like Benavidez is going to be one of the best ones, unless Charlo decides to move up and not go for Golovkin or any other else in there. But anyways, we'll see you guys later, and peace.